Jesse, I think that you should have started by now. Jesse, you should be talking. They've already skipped ahead.
No, this is in the list. This is listed.
Okay, sorry.
Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you who have joined us for SSIP's very first Full Plates, Full Hearts virtual pledge-a-thon and silent auction. We know that 2020 has brought about big changes in the world, and one of them is attempting fundraisers via Zoom. So we're so glad we can all be here this evening. My name is Jesse Larson. I serve as the pastor at Bethany Presbyterian Church, where SSIP is located. I had the unique experience of beginning as their pastor last March as COVID hit. So I hope you'll bear with me this evening as I still have a lot to learn about Sacramento and how things are working at SSIP. But it's an absolute joy to be one of the co-hosts. And I want to kick things over to our other co-host, Reverend Maddie.
I'm Reverend Maddie Elsie. I'm a retired United Methodist minister and former pastor of Centennial United Methodist Church, one of the founding partners of the SSIP Food Closet. My husband and I, Rod, volunteer every Friday for the Food Closet for this last year. We started right before the pandemic, and it's been a joy to be a part of that and to know that it is a vital, vital organization. We see it firsthand. So it's a joy to be with all of you tonight. Back to Jesse.
Thanks, and let's get started. So a kind of quick overview of what we'll be doing in the coming hour. We're going to be seeing a lot of clips and videos about how things work at SSIP. There's going to be clients who share some of their thoughts. We'll get to hear from volunteers, and we will be reminding you how to participate, how to make pledges, how to participate in the auction, and we'll also be acknowledging our volunteer award recipients. So how you pledge, there are 3 ways. You can text. You see the number there, 243725. Each time you make a pledge in any of these ways, always be sure to put FPFH for full plates, full hearts, so that we know that that money is going towards this event. So you can text. You can also go online to SSIPfoodcloset.org, or you can go the traditional route and send a check. We appreciate all of the gifts in whatever form they come to us.
Amen.
And then there's bidding. I believe there was at least over 100 items, some which may have already been bought, that there's still plenty out there. You go to 32auctions.com/SSIP and you can make your bids. And we'll be talking more about some of the items that are featured there. But what's great is that bidding goes through tomorrow until 7 p.m. So keep bidding and you will be alerted if you won. So please get started. So you see that SSIP is a very unique organization that in 2020, through your generosity, over 105,000 people were served food. Volunteers usually arrive between 8 and 8:30 and leave by about 11. And 10 to 15 volunteers help staff each day to distribute food. 2/3 of the money raised by SSIP to make such feedings possible come from individual support, like the kind of support that you all give. And finally, as much as possible, SSIP works really hard to get the donated food into the hands of clients on the very same day that it's been picked up by various food sponsors in the area. So now we just want a quick video from Jan Neely, who is the co-chair of this special event. So take it away, Jan.
Hi, I'm Jan Neely. I'm a member of the SSIP board and the co-chair of the Fund Development Committee with Tom Bush. Welcome to our first ever Full Plates, Full Hearts. As you see, it's a virtual gala this time. We're hoping to have many more, but that they'll be in person from now on. We are all working together towards one common goal, which is to support the food closet to fill the gaps in our system where children in America still go hungry. There are gaps for people whose work can't pay enough to keep them going. There are gaps for people who've lost their jobs in the last year, and for people whose disabilities or illnesses make it impossible for them to work. And there are gaps for seniors whose hard work and savings have not enabled them to have the retirement they envisioned. Tonight, we're going to celebrate the resilience of our clients who found us to be one source of comfort and help during this difficult time. We're celebrating the over 100 volunteers and our 4 wonderful staff who make the food closet go. And we celebrate you, the individuals without whom we could not do this. You provide 2/3 of the income of the food closet through your donations. Between you, our interfaith partners, our grocery partners, and our wonderful business sponsors for tonight's event, we are bringing hope to people for the coming year. Thanks to every single one of you, from the donors who've been with us for 51 years, and there are some of you still with us, and to the people who are making their first pledge to the food closet tonight. Every single one of us is engaged on the same mission. And last but not least, a big thank you to the virtual event committee who made tonight possible and who worked so hard on this and the silent auction. Jesse and Maddie will tell you more about the auction in a few minutes. So take it away, Maddie and Jesse.
Great. Thank you so much, Jan, and to everyone. We now want to recognize a bunch of sponsors at the business level, and we have folks at 3 different giving levels. At the 3 Heart level, there is Newmark Knight Frank, Jeff Kavarnme, the director, Y.N. Connor, Jill Shabata, attorney at law, and Plan Solutions. Also, a big thank you to Rise Wellness Yoga, OB 2000, Sutter Health. And continuing on at this 3 Heart level is Cap Radio, SMUD, South Sac Care Center, and Macy's. A huge thank you to all of our business partners. And now at the 1 and 2 Heart levels, we want to thank Crawford Books, Siegel and Associates, Smile Art Dentistry, Mel Rapton Honda, Plaza Insurance, Tom Hoshiyama. A huge thank you for your generosity. And I think that that's it. Next slide, please. I think we may be checking our bid thermometer. Yes, so throughout the coming tonight's program, we are going to check in real time to see how much has been pledged. And as you can see, $18,000 has been pledged already, which is amazing. So we want to thank all of these folks who have given throughout the past couple of weeks, and to all of you who are giving this evening. To Jan Neely and Tom Morstein Max, Douglas and Anna Skews, so many folks, thank you. So just another reminder how to make your pledges, to send a text to 243725, to go to the SSIPfoodcloset.org or send a check. One thing to note is that from here on out, you can use these venues as a way to give your pledges throughout the year. So we always welcome at any time you can send that text or go online or send a check. So we thank you so much for your gift. And once again, bidding is open. I hope it's fast and furious, and it will continue on till tomorrow evening until 7 p.m. There are a lot of different items, all kinds of gift baskets. There, you can begin your Christmas shopping now if you're really on top of the ball. So there's a lot to do, and we're going to talk very shortly about some of the special items that we have available to you at 32auctions.com/SSIP. So now we have a video from the Food Closet manager, Simon Ye, who's a wonderful guy, and we'd like to hear what he has to say about his good work there.
The South Sacramento Interfaith Partnership Food Closet, SSIP Food Closet for short, has been in the local community for over 50 years. We are among the few core agencies of Sacramento Food Bank and Family Services that is open 5 days a week, distributing food to the underprivileged and needy families in Sacramento. 2020 was an amazing year for SSIP Food Closet. Our volunteers, donors, and grocery partners remain committed to keeping our essential operations going. Your support helped us feed over 105,000 individuals. We are serving approximately 2,500 families and feeding over 10,000 individuals a month since October 2020. The Sacramento Food Bank and Family Services granted us with new equipment and increased our food allowance to meet the growing demand. We took in and processed close to 1.1 million pounds of food. Our volunteers and staff dedicated over 15,000 hours to make that possible. We pledge each day to come together to do God's work, to extend our hands of faith, friendship, comfort, and prayer, one day at a time, one box at a time, one family at a time, helping those who are in need. We believe together we can do good and do it well. Amen.
Amen.
Such enormous gratitude for Simon, all the employees, and all the many staff and volunteers who help run a huge operation there at SSIP. And you see, it takes a lot of money. We're so glad that people have already been supporting, and we've raised, again, over 18,000 currently. So we want to acknowledge some other sponsors and individuals who have pledged early. Just to know, these are only names that have recently come in who we had enough time to get into this PowerPoint. So some names be off the list, but we'll be sure to acknowledge them as soon as they come in. So we do want to thank Office Depot at 65th and Stockton, to Rayleigh's, Sutter Lions Club of Sacramento, Golden One Credit Union, Faith Presbyterian Church, all giving it different heart levels, and the early pledgers, Bogle Winery, Glenda Claremon, Heiko Coppola, Dale Heckman, Julie Kimura, Sue and Rule Neely, Scott Wolcott, Loretta and Winston Ashizawa, Eleanor Alvarez Handwith, Maria Miglas, Freeport Wine, Country Inn, and Jane Rossenberger. Thank you all for making your early pledges. Another big word of thanks to Sally Friedlander, George and Dorothy Saparovich, Frank and Jerry Allen, Wendy Hoyt, John Lindo, Susan Nielsen, John Penfried, John Ferguson, Jacqueline Meadows, Chong Cho Smith, Serene Irby, Sandra and David Congdon, Margaret Brown, James Chu, Agnes Smith, Pamela Anderson, S. Correa, Kathy Hilo, Megumi and Russell Tanaka, BNWincorporated.com, Linda and Thomas Nelson, Paul Filio, and Kathy Lambert. Thank you all for your pledges. Now things are moving along so quickly, we want to give you all a couple minutes to pause, catch your breath. You can go over to make your bid over at 32auctions.com. You can also make your pledges. You can text it, you can go to our website, or you can mail a check. But we just want to take a moment because we know you probably have one screen ahead of you and you can only do one thing at a time. So stay with us. Again, our program will be ending at 7:30. We know your time is valuable, and we're so glad that you've joined us for this special event. We can check in with our pledge thermometer. As you can see, you can text to give, and then you can take a look to see where those pledge numbers are at. And in a moment, we're going to hear from the different families who visit the food pantry. So we're still at $18,050. We'd like to see that number go up. We want to see the bid thermometer continue to go up. But thank you to Jimmy Carter Jr., all those folks who continue to donate. Our goal, as you can see, is 25,000. We're hoping we can get there tonight. We will be mentioning that the need, as you may imagine, due to COVID has really skyrocketed. So again, we encourage you to give, and we are thankful for the gifts, as are over 10,000 individuals per month that SSIP feeds. So here's a video from some of the clients, those special people who come and we have the privilege of being able to serve. So enjoy what they have to say.
two reasons that I come here is one, I try to donate bread that I get from local churches when they have leftovers. And for my son and myself, this really helps us because I don't get food stamps and I won't take them because I feel other people need them more so than I do. And this food shop really helps me a lot because I just live down the street, so I come here when I need it. The cost of living here is very high. I see why there is a lot of homelessness because I do a lot of outreach up on Fruit Ridge and Stockton to up there to a lot of people.
How many people are in your household?
It's 6.
6 people. Wow. Are you feeding any children or grandparents?
I'm feeding children.
And what are their ages?
15, 13, 5, and 4.
4. And Janae is how old?
4.
4 years old. Well, thank you so much for coming here today and helping us with this.
How long have you been coming to the food closet?
About 4 years. Yes.
Do you come here every week or just once in a while when you can?
Well, I don't know if it changed or not that we could come every week or every other week. So I just come once a month. And I come for my dad too, because he's disabled.
And how did you hear about the food closet the first time you...
Oh, traveling on bikes. Me and my husband. Yeah, so...
You just saw it as you were riding on the bike?
Yeah.
Good. So have you gotten in line and got your food yet?
No. I just got here.
Okay. We don't want to hold you back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for doing that.
No peekaboos.
So you said that you've been coming to the food closet for about a year?
No, actually, I've been here like maybe, coming, off and on for like 2 years.
Are you feeding any children or grandparents?
Oh, yes. I have 4 nieces and nephews, and then 2 adults.
And what are the ages of the children?
The children are 4, 8, 10, and 14. I appreciate so much that they have this for anyone that's like me, that they need that extra food because food is so expensive right now. It's ridiculous, So this really helps a lot, and then not just me, but everybody else that comes in, because the line is really long, the majority of the time. But as for today, they took care of me right away.
I know that COVID's a strange time, but at some point you may think about visiting because it's a hopping place 5 days a week, and there's all sorts of wonderful people we were able to serve. So good to hear from them. And now we want to share with you a sampling of a variety of the many items that are up for auction, including, I believe, 12 paintings by a local artist, Larson Swenson. There is pottery. There is a mirror. It's a mosaic design mirror by Teresa Lynn Rose. There's also wood art by Chuck Snyder, a ginkgo glory quilt. I can't see the bottom, but I know there's some different carved pottery there. So there's all kinds of fine arts and crafts. We also have a variety of lessons, experiences you can bid on. Music lessons, watercolor classes, even Spanish classes. Do note that all of these will be done online. They'll be virtual until it's safe to do so in person. It's also bike repair. There's a yoga class, and even Reverend Renee Ekstrom Fernandez from Centennial United Methodist is offering a gold panning adventure. Come on, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So bid on these. In addition, there are antiques and collectibles. There's china, there are dolls, there's some Asian art and artifacts, a bunch of Barbies, different crystal. When you go on to 32 auctions, you can it'll guide you through to see that there really are a lot of items, individual items as well as gift baskets. And then, of course, food and wine for the many foodies out there. There's Bincho Yaka Izaka Dining. It's OB 2000 burgers, Bogle wine by the case. There are homemade breads every month from our very own Reverend Maddie. There's a case of wine from Jesse's Groves and Sellen's Market Cafe, among many items. And then there's even home and garden items, a bonsai tree, crystal bowls, Mikasa wine glasses, brushed gold service, baby giftware. And you also see a little note there that we always invite your pledges, your bids, and we're always looking for new volunteers at SSIP. So come and join the fun. We want to take a moment just to talk just for a minute about how COVID has impacted the food closet, and to mainly recognize that SSIP is almost serving double what they were a year ago. Simon mentioned it used to be between 5,000 and 6,000 people per month. Now it's up over 10,000. So the need is expanding. If you go in, visit the SSIP operation, they're swamped with people. The space is overwhelmed by a lot of food that they're working very hard to get to clients. And they're also observing all the safety precautions that we need to do. As you saw, there are screens up, people are all wearing masks, and there is extensive cleaning that happens every day. And you can see that there is contact tracing, people sign in, they never want to be invasive, but things are done according to the county and the different guidelines that we've been told to keep one another safe if we obey. So SSIP works diligently to do that. So now I think we're going to make our way into our volunteer video.
Food Closet has really made it so that I feel very safe as a volunteer, and that measures are taken, and the COVID has made it so the need is so great in the community, and so during this hard time, it is great to be involved with something that really helps so many people. I feel privileged to be part of a group of ordinary people that come together, whether they're donors or volunteers or staff, and everybody gives their small part, but together we really make a big difference. And I see it in, we give away quite a bit of food each time, and I know that it's meeting a lot of people's needs. It's important to work on systemic policies, but it's really also important to do service and hands-on. One package of food for one family just means so much, and to meet needs one-on-one, and it's been a blessing, because when you focus on other people, you really get so much back in return.
I volunteer because I feel that it has a really big impact on not only the community but myself, and being able to help out other people is just a great opportunity, and it's wonderful to see how it impacts everyone, and especially those who really need it right now, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. It's been really helpful, especially for me, because I was literally off of work for 2 months from March to like the end of May, and coming here, I feel that it's helped me, and especially with everyone being here that I know from like Centennial, it's great to kind of have like my own personal like family here. So
yeah, there was one time when I was working out front with the customers, providing them food, and a young man came for food, and he was quite shy, and I just moved by his personality, and then he asked, could I'd like to collect more for a friend of mine. And then I said, well, you can just wait here until your friend arrives. And he did, and then a young woman arrived too, and he helped her with her food, and I just was so moved by him for some reason. Well, I really do feel like I'm making a difference. The need is overwhelming, and we're so busy moving food out of this closet. And I actually gave up other ministries when I started working here in order to put more time in this effort because I feel it's so needed.
Volunteers are the lifeblood of the SSIP Food Closet. These are the folks who 7 days a week pick up the food from our grocery sponsors, and the crews who come in every morning, 5 days a week, to pack the food and bag it and put it into the hands of those who come to receive our love and support. The story of the Food Closet, however, started in 1968 as a community outreach of Bethany Presbyterian Church, which is located at the corner of 24th and Fruit Ridge in South Sacramento, which is where the Food Closet is located. This outreach was soon incorporated into the mission of the South Sacramento Ecumenical Parish, a consortium of 7 South area churches. And the Food Closet became a vital focus of the SSIP, moving it beyond just a small local food pantry to what it is doing today, which is serving 10 zip codes in the South Sacramento region. And those original 7 churches recruited others and other churches, other organizations. And in 1996, it became the South Sacramento Interfaith Partnership. In the beginning, food was provided primarily by individuals and churches and organizations, but eventually this was expanded through the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food Commodities Program and a significant partnership with the Sacramento Food Bank. Nugget Market and Trader Joe's were our first grocery partners, and now there are 8. There was a $10,000 grant that was given by Kaiser Permanente in 2007, and we'll see that on the next slide. And that sparked a capital campaign to fund a new, larger facility, which opened in 2011. And all along this time, generous donors and grants have provided new equipment and storage capacity for the Food Closet. And generous donors and grants continue to help the Food Closet update its equipment needs and to follow those stringent safety protocols that have been a part of this pandemic. The success of the Food Closet lies in its commitment to feeding those in need through volunteers, through skilled employees, through dedicated leaders, through our grocery partners, and through you, whose spiritual and financial support helps to make this all possible. So we thank you. And we thank the long-term volunteers who are now going to be shown us in this next video. These are folks who have given many years of service.
Good evening. I'm Loretta Francham, the SSIP board chair, and we are here today to honor our very dedicated volunteers. These 6 individuals have got over 130 years of service to SSIP. Wow. It's not only amazing, but it just shows the dedication that each of these individuals has for this opportunity of service. When you ask somebody why they've done something for so many years, it becomes a mission to their personhood and the acknowledgement that there are so many things that are worthwhile in our lives to be grateful for, and SSIP is extremely grateful for these individuals. So, I'm going to introduce each one of them individually and a brief grief what they've done for us. Okay, first of all, Shirley Manning. She has been part of SSIP for over 30 years, and the biggest achievement, especially from my perspective, is that she was board secretary for 30 years. So that is, it's awesome, because having somebody that dedicated to do that function, we don't find very often. Next is Chuck Snyder. Without Chuck, oh my goodness, he's done so many things, but he's been chair and co-chair of the Food Closet Operations Committee, which is the committee that really does the distribution and all of the services around distribution for the Food Closet. He also is our #1 handyman and has done some very awesome building things for us now and in the past. So thank you, Chuck.
Thank you.
Next is Margaret Brown. Margaret's done so many things, but most importantly, or very importantly, is she's currently the co-chair of the Communications Committee, which is where our newsletter is generated from these folks, and she's been a former board chair and has served on many committees, and so we're very grateful for your service. Thank you. And Frances. Frances is a jack of all trades, and we don't know what we would do without her. She also has, when I asked her why she continued serving as a volunteer, she said, I just can't say no. So, and we are very grateful for people who can't say no. There's James Chu. James Chu's been with us for over 20 years and has served on the board and served on the Food Closet Committee, and currently, for all of them, they don't work in the Food Closet anymore, but I think they work more than they did when they were volunteers in the building. So thank you, James. And Jean Chu. Jean Chu has been a volunteer for over 20 years. And, well, I got 30 on the brain. She's basically worked Tuesdays the majority of the time. And in this building, she loves working at the window, and that is something that we absolutely need. The other thing about all of these volunteers is that we're just blessed, truly blessed, to have people who have the willingness, because without them, we wouldn't be able to serve our clients, and that's the reason we're here. Go SSIP! Yay!
Yes, volunteers make this outreach possible in so many ways, and we are so very grateful. And so we are thankful also for our grocery partners. If we could see the next slide. These are the grocery partners that have been with us for a long time and some more recently. But we want to thank Rayleigh's, Bel Air, Nugget Markets, Smart and Final, Trader Joe's, Safeway, Table Farm, and Sacramento Food Bank and Family Services, and Grocery Outlet. Grocery Outlet is a locally owned franchise which donates more than groceries. Every July, it holds a fund drive at their Riverside Boulevard store. And last Thanksgiving, they donated over 6,000 pounds of fresh produce for our turkey dinner giveaway. Yes, these grocery partners are a significant part of our distribution. About half of the food that we are able to distribute comes from these partners, which truly means full plates and full hearts. Now it's time to take a final look at our thermometer and see how we are doing. 18,800, but I think it's actually probably more than that because we've had so many donations that have come in that we haven't even had a chance to put onto the thermometer. We want to encourage you to go to the auction site, which is open till tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And I have just been handed a list of pledgers that I'm going to read. These were ones that came in recent days, but we have not had a chance to get on to our slides. Rich and Connie Kopis, Carolyn YNK Law, Karen Fong, Rosemary Wood, Mary Castro, Linda Meller, Leonore Alvarez, David Wright, Maritza Geberga, Tracy Hazy, Marcia Lang, Terry Guida, Alice Smith, Barbara Kelly, Audrey Nita, Patricia Shepard, Clovis Sykes, Alex Pallas, James Castle, Julian Horpedal, Lori Lee, Nanette Henderson, Laura Leonelli, Georgianne Becker, Jane Rasmussen, Paul Schierenberg, Carol Roberts, Sherry Patrick, Jane Owens, Isla Turner, Carolyn Rocky, Cheryl McDonald, Frederick Breitenbach, Tom Bush, Portanova and Associates, Ken and Leslie Iritani. Yes, saying thank you is important, so very important. And so we want to, before we close, remember those who have helped to make this outreach so important. We want to thank our interfaith partners because they provide a third of the annual budget of the Food Closet. Bethany Presbyterian Church, Centennial United Methodist, St. Anthony's Catholic Parish, Florin United Methodist, Parkside Community Church, UCC, Faith Presbyterian, and Sacramento Japanese United Methodist Church. We want to thank also, next slide, our part-time staff, Brian and Jovan, who do the heavy lifting and organize the food, and Camille, who has handled administrative tasks. And next slide. Simon Ye, Food Closet Manager, who left the corporate world just a little over a year ago to give back to the community through this significant outreach. Thank you, Simon, and your staff. We also want to thank the many people who organized this event. You can see their names. There's just a lot of folks who did great donations of their time and their talent. And I want to thank those who donated items for the auction, over 120 items. And we want to thank those who donated those. Thank you. Thank you, all of you, for making this an amazing event. And then we want to salute our SSIP Executive Board and its mission to fill, excuse me, empty plates. You see their names are listed here on this next slide, and we want to thank them. Next slide, folks. There we go. Kathy Anderson, Tom Bush, Margaret Brown, Loretta Francham, Jim Hoffus, Wally Hofsis, Jan Neely, Pat Ramirez, Shigeko Shibata. Your time and your energy has made full plates and full hearts this year, and especially for this event, and we thank you. And now it's time for us to say goodbye and to thank you for joining us for this event and for your support, which is so vital for the future of the Food Closet and for those we serve. May God, the God of love, bless you and keep you.
Yeah, a huge thank you to everyone who's participated, people who have been helping to plan, all those people who have given for this event and who continue to dedicate time, energy, and money to SSIP. It's doing such incredible work, and we are thankful. So thanks for being here. We look forward to doing this again, maybe next year or something new. And peace be with you, and may love abound in this world. Thanks and good night.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.